Hi, I'm Lori. This is my house. People tell me that the tales of me attempting to do things around my house, repairs and things like that, are hilarious. So I thought I would record this one just in case anyone gets a kick out of it afterwards. So what I'm up to today is I'm working on my shed in my backyard, which is currently infested by one or more mice. Yuck, right? And I don't want them getting too comfortable there and then thinking they can come on in the house. So I'm attempting to eradicate my mouse problem here today. So I'll show you what we're looking at. This is my shed here. So it's a wooden shed. I don't know, I haven't measured it, but it's probably like 12 by 10 feet or something like that. Maybe a bit bigger. And what we've got going on in here is the previous owners insulated it for some unknown reason, because there's no HVAC out here, so I don't know why they would have insulated. But anyway, we have some evidence of some little guests here, lots of it, and I can see they're starting to try to chew through here, and there's a bait that I put out to try to get rid of them. Quite a bit of evidence of mice actually all over the place here. I think there is even a dead one right stuck in there in the plastic, so it's a big mess. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take down all this vaporberry, I'm going to pull out all this insulation and see what I find. And I'm a little bit nervous of what I'm going to find, to be honest with you. As I'm looking at some of this insulation is really bulgy in places, like right here. I don't know if you can see, that's bulging out. The more I look at it, the longer I look at it, the more I'm nervous of what's back there. So I'll keep you informed. Now I'm just going to go put on all my protective gear, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am back in all my protective gear. It looks ridiculous, feels ridiculous. Luckily it's not a super hot day out today. It's about 21 degrees Celsius, so luckily I'm not going to die of the heat, but I already feel hot and I haven't even done anything yet. So I've got these crazy coveralls on, I've got work gloves, and obviously safety glasses and a mask. I do not want to breathe in anything that I shouldn't be breathing in here, so hence the mask and protecting my eyes from any little fiberglass particles. And hopefully the coveralls will help with the fiberglass as well, and whatever other treasures I find back there. So wish me luck. Here I go. Okay, I thought you guys might want to join me while I pull the first piece of plastic off and see what's under there. Let's start down here, because this is a very... Oh, there's a dead one there. Oh, that was awful. Oh boy. This is not starting off so well. I'll check in with you in a little while. So, the ongoing saga of the mice in my shed. I have been at this now for all of about 15 minutes, and I have now found 3 deceased mice. One recently that you saw me find at the beginning, and 2 that have been dead for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and say my shed is murdering mice, which is, not sure how I feel about that. And I am also gonna go ahead and say the insulation is going. Some people would say leave it, it's better to have an insulated shed if you go to sell the house, whatever. Not me. I think it's just an invitation for mice right now. So I'm going to take out as much of the insulation as I can. So if you can see behind me, there's some cupboards in there that are attached to the wall, and the insulation behind those cupboards, I don't think I'll be able to get it all out, but I'm going to do my very best, and then I'm going to either put some peppermint oil or some repellent spray of some kind around there to try and keep them out. Then I am going to fill all the cracks and nooks and crannies in my shed with spray foam, which I have been told mice like, but also that it is not good for them. So they eat it, and then unfortunately it doesn't go so well in their digestive systems, and they don't last long after they eat it. So as much as I'm feeling guilty for being a mouse murderer right now, I don't really want them in my shed, and I sure don't want them coming in my house. So I think it's better to nip this problem in the bud, live with the guilt of being a mouse murderer, and get on with using my shed with confidence. So we're back inside the shed here. I'll show you what I accomplished in about 15 minutes here. Probably not even that long, but here's a bunch of the insulation I pulled out. So you can see all kinds of, those are seeds of some kind. They're too big to be feces, but there are feces in there that you probably can't see. The bottom of the vapor barrier looks about like this, so there's all kinds of evidence that they've been in here and up to no good. And right along here you can see where some moisture is accumulated. I think that right there, as well as right there, may have actually been nest sites, so I am glad to have them gone. We're gonna see what we find over here. That part that was bulging didn't actually have much in there, although there is another little moist corner in there, so I don't know what that means. Somebody who knows about mice may be watching this right now and laughing their heads off at me not knowing, but I'm just trying to figure this all out and get these little visitors on their way. Oh my goodness, I just looked up what does a mouse nest look like on Google. Don't do it. You'll regret it. It's really gross, and it looks an awful lot like what I'm seeing in the bottom of my insulation all around my shed. So ew. And these little guys are getting evicted. Back again, taking a short break because it's very, very warm work, and I have now found 5 dead mice, which is not good, but at least they're dead and gone and not running around my shed. So I'll show you my progress so far. So this is all done. All the insulation is out, all the way up, all the way down. I get a little bit of vapor barrier to clean up there. They did check behind the electrical panel there to make sure that there's no insulation remaining for them to have a party, and there is not, so that's good. This is down where we found that first little visitor. All cleaned up now, all the way over to these cupboards, which are going to be a thorn in my side. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get up on the ladder and get as much as I can out of that corner, and then this last little bit over here shouldn't be too bad. I have no idea what the difference between the green insulation and the pink insulation is. I'm guessing the degree to which it insulates, but it's all going because I don't need insulation in this shed. Nobody lives in here. There is no heating and cooling in here, so I'm not sure why anybody would have insulated it in the first place, but maybe I'm making a big mistake taking the insulation out, but I don't care. I'm doing it anyway because I don't need to invite these mice in. So down here in this corner, I still see, you know, lots of evidence of activity of mice over here too. So there in the corner especially, it's hard to see on the camera, it looks different in person, but anyway, definitely, you know, some chewing there. So I am preparing that I may find some more mouse remains in here, and hopefully nobody alive. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'll show you when I'm all done. So the main thing I think I've underestimated in this project is the amount of insulation that was actually going to come out of the shed. This is the last pile here, and it's a very large pile. Standing beside it, it's, you know, up higher than my waist, and there's a lot of it. Further to my analysis on this green versus pink insulation, the green insulation falls apart like crazy when you pull it out. The pink insulation stays together quite well. That's another difference. Who knows what that means? Anyways, it's all done now. It's all out. So just down to the wood, which is great. And the good news is I don't see much, if any, damage to any of the actual wood of the shed, so that's good. I just have to seal up all the little cracks and clean up this big mess of insulation. So, I'm almost done. Okay, we are done. It's all cleaned up. It's all done. You can see behind me here. All done. And the floor is all free of insulation, debris. So, of course, while I was sweeping, I swept up every little bit of everything that I could find, every little piece of dirt and crumb and stick and everything else that I found, bugs, everything, all gone. So hopefully the cleaner, I'm assuming the cleaner it is, the less the mice are going to want to hang around, because there's nothing here for them. And I just saw some more insulation. Look up there behind me. You can't see it, but there is insulation. Oh, there it is. See? All right, I'm going to go get that. Okay, so the removal of the insulation from the shed project is complete. It was quite a bit harder than I expected. The insulation took up so much more space in the bags than I expected, so luckily I had bought lots of bags, and I got the big heavy-duty contractor bags because A, they're big, and B, they're strong. So just on the off chance there was a live mouse in there that I didn't see, he would have a hard time chewing through it, hopefully. That was my thought. And what else? I'm pretty tired right now, and that was a bigger project than I actually thought it was going to be, and now I still have to put all the stuff back in the shed. So and I still have not yet sealed up all the little cracks, which there are many in a shed, to keep future mice and all of their other little woodland creature friends out of my shed. So that's going to be probably tomorrow's project, because right now I am kind of wiped and I still have to put my shed back together.